Birds are a group of warm-blooded theropod dinosaurs constituting the class Aves, characterized by feathers, toothless beak jaws, the laying of hard-shelled eggs, a high metabolic rate, a four-chambered heart, and a strong yet lightweight skeleton. Birds live worldwide and range in size from the 555 cmm bee hummingbird to the 2.8 nem common ostrich. There are over 11,000 living species, and they are split into 44 orders. More than half are passerine or perching birds, birds of wings whose development varies according to species. The only known groups without wings are the extinct mole and elephant birds. Wings, which are modified forelimbs, gave birds the ability to fly. Although further evolution has led to the loss of flight in some birds, including ratites, penguins, and diverse endemic island species, the digestive and respiratory systems of birds are also uniquely adapted for flight. Some bird species of aquatic environments, particularly seabirds and some water birds, have further evolved for swimming. The study of birds is called ornithology. Birds evolved from earlier theropods and thus constitute the only known living dinosaurs. Likewise, birds are considered reptiles in the modern cladistic sense of the term, and their closest living relatives are the crocodilians. Birds are descendants of the primitive aviolans, which first appeared during the late Jurassic. According to some estimates, modern birds evolved in the late Cretaceous or between the early and late Cretaceous and diversified dramatically around the time of the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event 66 million years ago, which killed off the pterosaurs and all non-ornithopteran dinosaurs. Many social species preserve knowledge across generations. Birds are social, communicating with visual signals, calls and songs, and participating in such behaviors: cooperative breeding and hunting, flocking and mobbing of predators. The vast majority of bird species are socially,
but not necessarily sexually,
monogamous, usually for one breeding season at a time, sometimes for years and rarely for life. Other species have breeding systems that are polygynous or rarely polyandrous. Birds produce offspring by laying eggs which are fertilized through sexual reproduction. They are usually laid in a nest and incubated by the parents. Most birds have an extended period of parental care after hatching. Many species of birds are economically important as food for human consumption and as raw material in manufacturing, with domesticated and undomesticated birds being important sources of eggs, meat, and feathers. Songbirds, parrots, and other species are popular as pets. Guano
is harvested for use as a fertilizer.
Birds figure throughout human culture. About 100 to 130 species have become extinct due to human activity since the 17th century, and hundreds more before then. Human activity threatens about 1-200 bird species with extinction, though efforts are underway to protect them. Recreational bird watching is an important part of the ecotourism industry. The first classification of birds was developed by Francis Willoughby and John Ray in their 1676 volume Ornithology, a Carl Linnaeus modified that work in 1758 to devise the taxonomic classification system currently in use. Birds are usually categorized as a biological class in traditional evolutionary taxonomy. Modern phylogenetic taxonomy places Aves in the clade Theropoda, sometimes with a lineal rank lower than class, such as subclass or infraclass. Aves in a sister group, the order Crocodilia, contain the only living representatives of the reptile clade Archosauria during the late 1990s. Aves was most commonly defined phylogenetically as all descendants of the most recent common ancestor of modern birds and Archaeopteryx lithographica. However, an earlier definition proposed by Jock Goethe gained wide currency in the 21st century and is used by many scientists, including adherents to the phylocode. Goethe defined Aves to include only the crown group of the set of modern birds. This was done by excluding most groups known only from fossils and assigning them instead to the broader group Aviae, on the principle that a clade based on extant species should be limited to those extant species and their closest extinct relatives.
Goethe and Akeros identified 4 different definitions for the same biological name, Aves, which is a problem.
The authors proposed to reserve the term Aves only for the crown group, consisting of the last common ancestor of all living birds and all of its descendants. They assigned other names to the other groups.
Chirp, chirp, tweet, tweet, cheep, cheep, peep, peep, tip, peep, tip, 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 sip, 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 coo, 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 grr, coo, crap, crap. Caw, cra, cra.